Ladies and gentlemen, it is No Nut November, and I sincerely hope you have not been nutting. Because if you have been nutting on this sacred, holy month of November, I will personally find you, I will hunt you down, and I will ban you from the Discord chat. Anyways, for today's clickbait, we are going to be making a beat out of the nut button. This is going to be a bit of a challenge because this nut, there's like no musicality to it at all, so we're going to have to figure something out. That sounds like ass. So what's going on here is we're using the nut as a modulation source for the vocoder. Let's just mess around with different sounds and see if we can get something that sounds a bit better. Okay, I'm gonna try it with Vocodex just for shits and giggles. Maybe it sounds better than VocalSynth. Alright, this sounds really bad. I'm just gonna restart. So I just stretched out the nut, so it sounds like this now. What? And then when you turn on the vocoder, it sounds so dope. Oh. Oh my. Damn, that sounds dope. My CPU is dying though. I don't know why VocalSynth uses so much CPU. If I turn it off, we're like, okay, we're chilling at around 20. Turn it on, jump to 40, goddamn. All right, we're gonna have to do it like this. Okay, we have our direct wave instrument now, so we can disable the effects on this, save our CPU. This is what we got. Okay, now that we got a bass, we can actually start making something. Okay, so I got the direct wave and a MIDI out layered together with the layer module, and the nut is routed to this channel right here. Here's the effects I currently got on the nut. I just got an EQ cutting out some of the low end, and I got phase distortion, and then I have this patcher. We have MIDI information being passed into patcher via the mixer, and of course we're using that MIDI information to trigger the fruity envelope, which is controlling a low pass filter in the EQ. All right, good enough. Get that side chain going. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't you do it. I'm gonna try running it through some auto-tune and see how that sounds. Don't do it. 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 Don't you do it. Okay, I'm working on the drop now. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I think we're gonna take something from the and we're gonna resample it into some sort of effect. I wanted a big hit, like right here. Okay, so this drop needs a lot more work, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I've already done so far.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. What? Don't you do it. What? Don't do it. Don't you do it. What?
I actually really like the way that this turned out. I think I might actually release this song. That's how much I like it. And I usually don't make music like this. Like if you go through my old videos on YouTube, it's all like trap, hip hop stuff, but EDM has a special place in my heart. Like I listen to so much house music and so much EDM, but I never produce any of it. So like making this, it's just been so much fun. So I'll walk you through everything we got here. Okay, so I added in the sub. And also the pitch is being automated as well. And I'm doing that within Phase Plant, just automating the macro here that's controlling the master pitch. I also then resampled the synth here and turned it into this. We got a EQ, and we got a vocoder. That's what gives it that like kind of underwater robotic sound. And then we have a phaser. And then we got a patcher here. I'm basically just taking the MIDI out and using it to automate this filter here. And then we got a portal. Honestly, I just kind of twisted some knobs and just messed around with it until it sounded good. Also, shout out to Eliminate. I did not know about Portal until I started watching his YouTube videos, and it's dope. Portal is dope. And then last but not least, we have this Haas effect that is also being automated. All right, we got the meat and the potatoes of the drop, which is this right here. Here's what it sounds like without any effects. And then with the effects. Okay, so we got an EQ here, just cutting out the low end, boosting the high end. We got a patcher right here, which is doing that delay effect that I have over here. So that effect is all Fruity Delay 3. With Tempo Sync off, you can bring this down the time and get some really interesting effects. So this is all being automated by this knob here, which is of course affecting the delay time. And it's also affecting the mix of the effect here. So as you can see, if I have this knob all the way down, the delay effect, the balance is at 0%. And then as I turn this up, you can see that the volume gets brought up here and the time gets brought down. Patcher is very powerful, and I feel like it is underutilized by a lot of producers. Okay, we still got to do like a buildup of some sort. We can't just make the drop and then call it quits. So, woo! And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with a fully completed song. Finished the buildup. I also did a second drop over here. We'll go through all of that. Okay, so the buildup is pretty straightforward. I just threw together a bunch of Splice and Cashmere samples, and this is what it sounds like.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, then it just goes into the drop, which you've already heard. And then here's the second drop.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So pretty straightforward. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I will have a SoundCloud link down in the description if you want to listen to the full song. The only real difference between the first and second drop is, of course, I changed up the MIDI pattern. And then I also took that synth and I resampled it and turned it into this. So here's what that sounds like without any effects. And then with effects on. So what's going on under the hood here? Okay, I got a patcher here with pitch shifter, distortion, OTT, reverb, stereo shaper, and then it's also getting compressed by this fruity limiter here. The main characteristic is like that pitch up, which is the pitch shift here. You can see it's pitched up 7 semitones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. On the master here, I just have Maximus. Not really doing much here. I just have some mid compression, some high compression, a little bit of compression on the master channel, but this is the pre-master. I send it out to like an actual master, which I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so here's the master. Here's everything I got. As you can hear, it's a lot louder. That's all thanks to the Pro L. I'm just boosting it, pushing it to the limiter. But anyways, I got a Maximus. Here are my bands that I have here. As you can see, I'm boosting the high end a little bit, cutting out some of the mids. Not really doing anything with the lows here. You can see what I got going on. A little bit of compression on the high end. Nothing on the master here, except I am automating the pre-gain here with this automation clip. A technique you'll see from a lot of EDM artists is right before their drop, they'll automate the volume down. So when the drop actually comes, they'll boost it back up and then it hits a lot harder. So that's why I'm automating the pre-gain and Maximus there. After that, I got Gullfoss here, which is just like it's basically like an intelligent EQ. Here's what it sounds like.
Don't do it.
Without.
Don't do it.
With.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
We got the Fabfilter Pro L, which is what's making the song very loud.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And I'm also paying attention to this LUFS over here to just see what my track is at. I'm shooting for like 6, 7 LUFS. During the drop, it like kind of hovers around an average of 5.5 LUFS, which is what I like, because then if the song gets played in the club, you know that it's going to be able to mix well with other songs that are just as loud. And then finally, I have these audio metering tools that help me to just look at the spectrum, see where my frequencies are. Just as a reference, nothing too much. In all honesty, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I just kind of slap things on, and whatever sounds good is something I'll stick to. And then I just like watch YouTube tutorials and kind of copy what other people are doing. And this turned out really good, so I'm happy with the way it sounds. All right, guys, well, that marks the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. I will have a link to the full song down in the description. You can check it out on SoundCloud. I'm also going to upload the bass that we made, the nut bass that we made, to the Discord. That'll be in the sound design section. So be sure to check that out and join the Discord if you haven't already. Thanks for watching again, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Don't do it. Don't do it.